Hey guys, Effie here. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card using our new Loose Poinsettias stamp set. It's a 4x6 stamp set and it features some beautiful loose floral images so that you can create your own custom arrangements. I've gone ahead and cut out an entire 9x12-inch watercolor sheet using the coordinating SVG cut file. So I have all of these individual cuts that I can now emboss. I've already gone ahead and cut out that placement guide that is also one of the images in the SVG coordinating cut file. This placement guide is a really handy tool to have for when you want to stamp and or emboss multiple cuts. After you place those cuts into the negative space, you just stamp and emboss them. And then once you are done with these pieces, you can go ahead and stamp some more since that placement guide is still in the MISTI and then your stamps are still in the MISTI. So you can continue to mass produce your stamped images or pieces. I've gone ahead and embossed two of our poinsettia florals, and now I'm just going to go ahead and gold heat emboss some of the smaller elements in the set, such as the ivy leaves and the berry cluster. Next, I'll do some watercoloring using Ken Oliver Color Burst. I'm doing some wet and wet watercoloring, so I've gone ahead and wet the entire floral with some clean water first, and then I dropped in some alizarin crimson pigment into the inner portions of my poinsettia petals. Once I've dropped that pigment in, I'm just going to blend it out to the edges of the petals, and I'm going to continue this process or technique until my entire floral is colored in. I'm applying my alizarin crimson in layers here until I'm satisfied with the intensity of color in each petal. This may seem repetitive and even tedious, but if you put in the effort and if you're patient with yourself and if you keep practicing, you can achieve the same results too, but you need to keep practicing. I always like to say trust the process because if you keep practicing, you'll get there. So just watch as many YouTube tutorials as you can and practice, whether it's 5 minutes a day or an hour a day. If you have the time, just keep practicing. I went ahead and colored in my poinsettia leaves with olive green, Terre, Vert, and Prussian blue. That Prussian blue adds such a beautiful deep contrast as shading, and I absolutely love the results. Once I finish coloring in the poinsettia, I'm going to go ahead and color in all the individual elements. The ivy leaf was colored using the same color burst as the leaves in my poinsettia. And now for the berry clusters, I used tangerine and sepia. And now here I have everything colored in. I'm just going to move these elements aside, and now I'm going to stamp the background that I'll be arranging my florals on. I'm using our Freestyle Stripes background stamp, and I've gone ahead and adhered my horizontal A2 piece of cardstock inside my MISTI, and now I'm just inking up this background stamp with some of our Italian Denim Dye Ink, which is a beautiful, rich, dark blue ink. Since we're using a cling foam background stamp with our MISTI, you have to take out that foam insert that comes with your MISTI tool. Just take it out and put a piece of scrap paper along the base of your MISTI so that your MISTI doesn't get too dirty. So once I've stamped the Freestyle stripe stamp onto this panel, I've heat set the ink and brushed on some anti-static powder on it. And now I'm going to do some embossing on the same stripe panel using our Confetti Party background stamp. And this pattern is just going to add a really fun whimsical touch to the background. And I'm using some gold glitter embossing powder, and this is just going to add some sparkle to my card. So I really love using this confetti party background on all of our stripe stamps, the freestyle stripe stamps. It actually looks really gorgeous on our haute stripes and also our minor stripes background stamp. It just looks really, really great and adds a really subtle but beautiful touch to your image. Look how fun that is. It's so fun. I love it. So now I'm just going to take our Love and Hugs word dies, and this is the sending die from that collection. I already die cut that onto white cardstock, and here on my craft table, I have this vellum piece. That is actually a backing that I created for this word die, and I just cut it out using my Cricut. We have the SVG file for the backing of these dies. I have uploaded them into the shop, so the backing file is available for purchase separately. So you have the Love and Hugs word dies all cut out from different colored cardstocks and adhered onto the separate backings that I cut out using the SVG cut file. So I'll link everything in the description box so you can find all the products easily. And now I'm going to start arranging my florals. I popped most of these pieces up with some dimensional foam tape, and as I was tucking in my ivy leaves, I decided I needed more, but instead of creating more, I decided to cut some of the ivy leaves in half. I already popped some up onto my card, so what I did was I just took them off, cut them in half, and then use the extra pieces, and you really can't tell which end is what because they're both pointy ends. So the ivy leaves in this set are pretty versatile because the one end gets tucked in so you can't even tell. And now I'll just pop up my sentiment. I cut some narrow strips of my foam squares, applied them to the vellum backing, popped that right over my floral arrangement. And then this is our Christmas greeting sentiment, and this is from our new holiday printables word strips. No, not word, just holiday sentiment printables. They come in a modern font and type font. I decided to go with a modern font for this one. So I'm going to link everything in the description box below so that you can check out some of our new digital files. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel because I update it weekly. Thanks so much for watching and joining me, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.